We're going to start in a standing position with the feet pointing forward and hip width apart. So the hip joint is actually here. So when the feet about that distance apart, and if you bend your knees, your kneecaps should travel over the center of the feet. And we also just try and lift the arch up on the inside of the foot. So the inside ankle bone is just lifting up a little bit. And when you do that, you should feel a connection up inside the knees, into the inner thighs, and then the pelvis. So there's two ways we can move the pelvis, forward or back. So in this position, we generally want to just lift the front of the pelvis up so that your tailbone is dropping down. So we just kind of reduce the curve in the lower back. And then from there, we tuck the chin and just gently stretch up through the back of the neck. We open out the hands, so we open out the shoulders. So we want to feel wide across the top here. So when we breathe in, as we just slowly begin to breathe in through your nose, down into your tummy. And as you breathe out, I want you to draw your belly button in towards your spine. As far as you can, so you really start to connect your core muscles, your deep abdominal muscles. And then relax those muscles to breathe into it. And as you breathe out, we draw your tummy in. And also your pelvic floor up. So we start to become aware of those core muscles. One more time, breathing in. And then this time as you breathe out, as the tummy draws in, can we bring the arms out to the side? And without losing your head position, can we try and get the hands behind the head without dropping the head? So we're keeping the lift through the back of the neck, staying nice and tall. So we're trying to get a nice big diamond shape. And this muscle behind the neck, we're trying to keep relaxed. And then can we actually lift up the shoulder blades and then draw down the shoulder blades. Same again, so we scrunch up. So you kind of lose your neck, and as we draw down, we lengthen through the head, try and stretch through the top of the head, keeping the shoulder blades down. And then from there, we bring the arms up. We just reach, let the shoulders come up again, and then around, and stretch. Okay, so again, we breathe deep down into your tummy. And as you breathe out, we're going to bring the arms wide, slightly forward of your body. Bringing the hands back up behind the head. We then lift up the shoulder blades and then draw down the shoulder blades. We then take the hands up. We reach, big stretch. Try not to let the ribs lift here. And then we come around and down. And then we take the arm up nice and slowly. So when we're here, we've got that shoulder blade connected into the ribs, and then we're going to move from our ribs and take it over into a side bend. And then we come back, rib by rib, opposite arm comes up, over. So it's all about lift. We're keeping the spine long, back slowly, try not to sink into the legs. So as we move to the side, we don't allow the hips to move. And then slowly back, change it over, coming up and over. And then we take the other arm up, so we're going to have both arms up. We lift our shoulders up and then draw them down. Let's keep them down, and then we slowly just begin to twist, mainly from the chest, and then come back slowly. So as we move, the arms stay equal distance apart. The movement is all in the spine, coming back slowly. Twisting around, stretch, slowly back. And again, take it out, and then back. And can bring the arms forward, keeping the shoulders down. We're going to bring the elbow back. We follow it. So you're looking at that back elbow, stretching forward with the front arm, and then forward. Change sides, coming back. So it's a bow and arrow. So we pull the string back and wide, keeping the shoulders down, and then forward. Okay, opening out, taking it back, And then slowly back and relax. Can we just circle around our shoulders, making that movement as big as we can. So we do 4, coming forward, over the top, taking it back around one more time. And then we change direction, taking it back, over and down. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time. And then we do both thumbs up. We turn the hands out. We then take the arms around the back. Imagine you've got a broom handle here in your hands. So we're holding the broom handle behind us. Really be careful not to let the back arch, not to let the ribs lift. And then can we come back around slowly. Find your full range of movement. Back into the center. And relax. Good. So now we're going to go into a hinge. So keeping the legs straight, we're just going to slowly hinge the spine forward. Okay, so from the side, it's really important we keep that lower back curved. Keeping the head up and the chest up. And then can we hinge back up slowly. Okay, so just find the correct movement. Pushing your tailbone back and up. Okay, if you get it right, the back of the leg should start to feel a stretch. And then can we hold it? Can we bend the knees? Can we take the hands onto the knees? And then can we just move just the pelvis? So we're going to roll it up and down. Okay, really isolating the lower back, just moving the tailbone. So we've got an upward curve, so that's C shape, and then back down to neutral. One more time, into that C curve. Can we hold the C curve and slide down the hands, slowly bending the knees? You can just hang, relax. Knees are nice and bent. Check your feet are still straight with the knees. And then from there, we're going to work from the tailbone. If you imagine your spine's against the wall, and I just want to slowly press the lower back bone by bone into the wall, coming up slowly rib by rib. So we're rebuilding the entire spine, up and up and up, back to where we were to start with. And then can we keep coming up and lift straight up onto your toes, trying to keep the weight towards the big toe, so we're not rolling out or rolling in. Strong ankles, that inside arch stays lifted. And then can we slowly just let the heels down, can we bring the arms back down, and just hinging forward again from the hip into that stretch. We bend the knees, hands on knees, we roll the tailbone, and then slide down the hands. Hang there at the bottom, relax. And then begin from the tailbone and slowly roll up, bone by bone. Coming up and up and up and up onto the toes again. Lifting up, trying to get the ball of the foot off the ground. Getting as high as we can. And then can we just let your left heel down? So when we lift the right knee, the tendency is to sink into the leg. So we try and stay as straight and tall as possible. I'm going to bring that knee up. Okay, staying completely straight. And then from there, can we take that leg back onto your toe? Again, keeping the feet straight. Can we just relax the arms and just bring the arms back behind the chest? Can we bend the back knee down a little bit into a lunge? Both feet stay nice and straight. Can we get a little bit of lift in the pelvis? And then from there, that back leg comes back up, strong, stable, bringing that knee up to hip height. And then can we open it out to the side, keeping it high. And then back in and down. Okay, can bring the arms back up. Try not to transfer weight too much here. We're going to lift onto the opposite toe. Just try not to sink into that leg. Connect everything up, bringing the knee up high. And then can we take it back, control, onto your toe. Both feet nice and straight. Pelvis lifted, tailbone down. We just bring the arms back a bit, just opening out the shoulders again. Feel strong, feel supported and straight. So stay tall now. Pushing the weight through the front heel. We'll bring the back knee up as high as we can. Try and get it to hip height. And then can we open that hip out again? Okay, back in. And then slowly down. And can we take the right leg, right arm up into a side stretch. We lift. Down, change it over. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more each side. Big stretch. 3, down and around. Last one. Good, and slowly back. Okay, good stuff. So now we're going to go into the floor work. So we're going to need a mat. And we'll start lying on our backs with the feet straight and the knees bent. So to start with, can we just get our feet hip width apart? Just check the feet are nice and straight. Heels fairly close to us, so we just bring the hips forward towards your heels. And then can we slowly take ourselves back. So your head, tailbone are in line, knees in line with the feet. And just become aware of your bones, particularly your sacrum, your tailbone. Just try and get that bone positioned in the center. And if we just let the arms relax to the side, let the shoulders relax. Just take a minute just to kind of correct your position, become aware of your bones, your feet, your knees. And then just thinking about the weight on your tailbone. We slowly just let the knees sway from side to side. So the weight just shifts either side of your tailbone. And then I want to come up really slowly so the weight drops right in the middle. So you're just centering yourself, and if you can get that correct, it's going to mean your hips are nice and square. And then slowly, can we roll the pelvis towards you so your back is flat on the floor. So we call that north. And if you roll the other way, we take the belly button away, that's south. And then if we can find neutral, so we have a slight curve, you should just about be able to get your hand under your lower back. And the hip bones are pointing straight up towards the ceiling. So just trying to hold the pelvis there. And can we just slowly begin to breathe down into your tummy? Feel your tummy expanding. And as you breathe out, we draw your belly button down towards your spine without moving any bones. So your pelvis stays in the same position. Same again, breathe down. Feel the tummy lift up. And as the chest drops, as the ribs drop, just kind of melt down, let the shoulders relax. We want the chest to drop down, the ribs to soften down. Slowly again, breathe in. And then this time as the chest drops, we begin to lift the arms up. We take them back as far as we can, but not allow the chest to lift. If we go too far, the ribs will flare up. And then as the arms come up, we breathe into your tummy. And then we breathe out, let the arms drop. We want the chest to be dropping down. We hold the arms back there. Now keeping the weight on your tailbone, can you very slowly slide the leg forward? So we have no movement in the pelvis at all. Then keeping that leg straight, can we let the bent knee begin to drop out to the side? Again, without shifting your pelvis, so the weight stays completely on your tailbone. So if we go too far, the pelvis will roll. Just keeping the weight right in the middle. And then slowly drag that leg back up. And then as that leg slides forward, we slide the other leg up. And then we open out the bent knees slowly to the side. Again, hip bones stay level, weight stays on the tailbone. And then we come up as slow as possible. So we've got absolutely no movement in the hips. Can bring the arms back above the shoulders. And bringing that straight leg back. Can we reach towards the ceiling, bringing the shoulder blades off the ground. And then using the muscles between our shoulder blades, gently draw the shoulder blades back and down. So you kind of pack the shoulder blades together. Same again, reaching up. And then draw down the shoulder blades. Find those muscles in between the shoulder blades. And keeping the shoulder blades packed, can we bend the elbow and take the arm to the side? Can we then let your forearm fall back without the chest lifting? Be aware of your lower ribs, keeping them nice and flush into the waist. And then from there, can we just straighten out the arms to the side? So we've got palms up, nice open chest, stretching through the fingers. And then we're going to work the pelvis a little bit now. Can we breathe in? And as you breathe out, can you roll your hips, your pelvis towards you just a little bit so the back becomes flat. And then can you breathe in, take it back. And we exhale, begin to roll the pelvis. This time we're going to start to lift the tailbone off the ground and the lower back off the ground. And then from the top we come down one bone at a time through the lower back. Gently, gently, gently. Really feel each bone touch down. Back to neutral. Okay, if you need to, take a breath in. And then slowly begin to row back up. Each time we are coming up a little bit higher. Be aware of your knees. We don't want the knees to pull apart. We're trying to keep the knees in line with the feet and your heels under the knees. Taking it up now towards the shoulder blades. And then we come down slowly. Breathe in. Really take your time through the lower back. Try and touch the bones down one by one. Slowly, slowly, slowly back to neutral. Breathe in. And then again, work it back up. Picking the hips up. Picking up the lower back. Taking ourselves right up now to the shoulder blades. So we've got that straight line. Your glutes should be feeling like they're working hard. And then we work it down one bone at a time. Rib by rib. Take your time as you get to the bottom of the ribs. And then really slowly through the lower back. So your tailbone is the last bone to touch. Back to neutral. Take a breath in if you need to. And then work it back up slowly. Bringing it up and up and up. Stretch the hips away towards the ceiling. We then bring the arms back up. And we set the hands behind you. Can we stretch through your hands? Can we stretch through your knees? Can we press up through the hips? And then keeping your arms back, can we come down one bone at a time? So it's rib by rib. Slowly. Gently down. Back to neutral. And then can we breathe in? And as you breathe out, draw your core in, belly button towards the spine, and can we lift opposite arm and leg up slowly? Okay, and then we slowly come down. So try not to transfer any weight. Weight stays on the tailbone, opposite arm and leg come up. So this looks easy, but if you do it correctly, you really have to concentrate. Key thing is not to let the weight transfer. As you change legs, keep the weight right on the tailbone. And also our stomach should stay hollow. Slowly down. So next time, can we hold one arm, one leg up? So let's breathe in. And then we're going to try and bring the other arm and leg up. But it's really important not to let the tummy pop. We're going to keep it hollow and just slowly bring the arm and leg up. So we've got both knees up, dead bug position. Okay, and then slowly from there, can we lower one leg and the opposite arm, touch the ground with your big toe, and then bring it back up. Okay, change sides, down, really focusing on keeping your core hollow, slowly up. And again, change, and down, and one more time. And then can we hold it? Okay, from there, can we just try and move our pelvis north and south without really moving your legs? You can use the hands on the legs. So it's kind of a reverse curl, but not going too far. So it's our lower tummy that we should be using here to roll the pelvis back. So that's a really important movement to learn. And then can we take the hands behind the knees, the back will flatten down, let the shoulders relax. And can we just take one foot up slowly into a hamstring stretch. And pointing the toe, shoulders relaxed. And as we bend that knee, can we breathe in? And as we take the other leg up, can we also begin to roll the head and curl your upper body off the floor into a curl up, stretch, breathing down. Exhale, roll. Feel your whole body curling off the ground, tummy drawing down. This is the key thing to get this to lift and not the shoulders, breathing down. Just take it slowly, feel the technique up. So we're not using the arms to pull, we're using your tummy to lift and stretch, and then breathing down. And then maybe both legs at the same time, coming up. Shoulders nice and loose, core strong, breathing down. Exhale, rolling up. Breathing back. 2 more times, curling up, and then maybe holding it there this time. We take both hands behind one leg, and just slowly begin to lower down this leg. And the lower you go, the more pressure you'll put on your back. So work where you feel comfortable. Just changing legs. It's there, 2, 3. If you're managing to stay strong, we can make that leg, make the movement bigger. Pulling that leg in at the top, stretch, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax down. Okay, just resting the head, resting the neck. And then we take the feet down to the floor. So now we're going to do a bit of rotation. So key thing here is we move the hips first. So we get lift in the pelvis. We're going to take the legs to one side. That top knee should sit on the lower knee. And then the head rolls to the opposite side of the legs. And then we want to use your waist to bring the pelvis back to the center. Okay, so think about lifting one side of the pelvis, the hip up. Keeping that top knee on that lower knee, let the head roll the opposite way. That hand turns down and then draw back through your waist. You can have to breathe in and exhale. Closing the ribs down, stretch, and then breathe in, pull back up. Exhale as we go over, lifting that top leg, and then draw back. So it's not just pushing the legs to the side, it's getting the hip to lift. And then using that connection from your armpit, drawing back down through the side to the knee. One more time, lifting the hip up, keeping that top knee on top of that lower knee. And then draw it back slowly, back to the center, and relax. Good. So from this position now, we're going to go over, lying flat. Going to bring the fingers together and resting the head on your hands. So this is a diamond press, the exercise. What we're trying to do here is lift the head up, drawing down the shoulder blades, using the muscles in the back of the neck to lift the head. So we're not relying on the arms. Just to feel like your neck is getting longer, shoulder blades down and then back. So that's the movement. Before we move, we breathe into your tummy. And as you breathe out, hollow the tummy and lift the head. Draw down the shoulders, extend the neck. And then we breathe in down. Exhale, coming up. Shoulder blades come down. Feel like the neck is getting longer. And slowly down. Breathe in. Exhale, lifting up. Draw down the shoulders. We maybe hold that position and add the legs, lifting the knees off the ground. And then relax down. And then we lift the head and the legs at the same time. So we're going to breathe in. And then begin to lift the head. Find your glutes, shoulders down. Try not to push through your elbows at all. If you're feeling really strong, we can try and get the elbows and the hands off the floor, up to you. And relax down, breathe in. And one more time, coming up to the back of the neck, draw down the shoulders, find your glutes, pick up the arms. And relax. We then breathe in again to the tummy. And this time bringing the head back up. And if we take the hands apart, this time we begin to lift the chin and slowly work up through the spine into Cobra. And then we breathe in as we come down, bone by bone, back down through the spine. Exhale, bringing the head back up, drawing down our shoulder blades, picking up and up and up. Just be aware of the shoulders all the time on this, and then breathe in as we come down. Tummy stays in. And one more time, bringing the head up, shoulders down, extend up. Hold it, and then we come down onto our elbows. So we need to take the pelvis into a slight tilt to the north. So rather than the arch, we just allow the tailbone to push away. And immediately you feel your tummy lift. And from there, we push up into half plank position. And as we get into that full plank position, we can really get the tailbone away. Really press up through the back of the neck. Everything nice and straight. And if we drop the knees down, we take them apart. And slowly begin to just sit back onto our heels, dropping the head between the arms. Just relax in that position, just nice stretch. And if you breathe in, and as you breathe out, you rebuild the spine, starting from the tailbone, coming up slowly, bone by bone. Good. So for now, we're just going to take it forward onto hands and knees. Knees directly under the hips, hands directly under the shoulders. And if we can connect up through the back of the neck again, it's really important we don't just rest into the shoulders, we lift it up. We start from the tailbone and begin to roll it north, drawing the tummy in up into the cat stretch. And then we come down, taking it back to neutral. We then take the right hand through the space, we thread the needle into the stretch. And then back up slowly, changing sides, reaching through, slowly back. Exhale under, moving from the ribs, breathing back up, and one more time through the space, thread the needle, reach through with that hand, and then back into the center. Okay, so imagine now we've got the champagne out, a glass of champagne on the lower back here, and without spilling any, we're going to take the right leg back into that stretch. We lift up through the back of the ribs, through the back of the neck, and then slowly can we take the opposite arm forward. Okay, back in. So again, no movement in the hips. Opposite leg away. Lifting up out of that arm. And then back in slowly. We take the knees apart again. Can we sit back? And then slowly begin to roll that through your spine. Okay, we're going to bring ourselves onto our toes. And then can we just keep our knees bent? Nice arch on the feet. And we begin from the tailbone and slowly rebuild the spine up. Coming up all the way. Okay, so it's a nice little workout, just got your body moving a little bit. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future workouts, and thank you for watching.